I am going to say that this is going to be such a peculiar type of video, definitely something outside of the norm of what I normally would be doing. And I'm like, what the philodendron is going on? How indeed did we get here? How did we get here? Ba-da-na-na-na. Nobody's supposed to be here. Kaylee Ellen, you have brought us here. So here we are, and welcome to the jungle. You definitely have unleashed the beast. Welcome to the jungle. Ba-na-na-na-na. Welcome to the jungle. Ba-na-na-na-na. Welcome to... Okay, you get the picture. So guys, we were not even supposed to be doing this video right here. I actually prepared to do a Syngonium Collection video, of which you guys see these are absolutely darling and oh so sweet. I have the Syngonium Thai Pink Splash, also have the Strawberry Ice, and this is another pink splash variety right here. So I promise you, that's what we were supposed to be doing. But guys, you know, anywhere you're at, there's always going to be a big old butt. And that big old butt for me was a Kaylee Ellen video, believe it or not. And I actually watched it last night. But the message that was spoke about in that video just really spoke volumes to me. It really set upon my heart. It was a book that I couldn't just simply put aside. And I really felt that it needed to be addressed. And I also wanted to share with you guys my concerns on it as well, because as people in general, we all know how it feels. And as a matter of fact, this has been something that's been on my mind for a while, a topic and an issue that continues on even throughout the years. About 3 or 4 or even 5 years ago, I did a video specific to this topic, and it was because I was seeing the disastrous effect that it was having within the YouTube community. There was actually an individual that I watched, and I was a faithful follower because I love their channel. And this individual actually stated that they were giving up on YouTube. They would no longer do any more videos for the simple fact of all the hate comments and the threats and just obnoxious stuff that was going on, that they could no longer tolerate or do it anymore. And that absolutely broke my heart, guys. I could not imagine that a person's desire and passion can be simply torn down to bits and pieces to the point that it is no longer repairable, to the point where they are willing to absolutely give up what they love and what they thrive and are so passionate about. I couldn't believe it. Outside of growing and showing you my plants, guys, I am all about motivation, inspiration, uplifting, and also encouragement. And I really do hope that you guys can see that in my video, because that is really what I'm trying to put out there. When I watched the Kaylee Ellen video, it just reiterated the fact that yes, indeed, it still goes on, and even at a greater magnitude. And there are so many people out there that don't even know what to do in cases like these. I mean, how do they even coexist with something like this? What can they do to combat this? How can they get outside of the realm of all of this negativity? And I firmly believe that Kaylee Ellen was actually one of the first people that I've seen thus far take such a strong stance on it. And in her video, I kind of chuckled a little bit, because she did mention the fact that she knew that by doing it in this manner, making the decision that she did, may appear to be weak to some. Oh, I totally contest. I totally disagree, because it brings such a strength about yourself. It is saying no more. It is saying that it stops right here and right now. It is showing that you are in full control and you can dictate what happens to you and how you perceive these things. And it also clarifies the fact that there is an on and off button, and it is available for you. And you gave the steps on how to do it, and you let people know that yes, you can, and it is right for the sake of your mental well-being, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And not only that, you were able to talk about it sincerely and without any restraints. A lot of people can't do that. So that within itself shows strength. I believe that was the strongest and most powerful thing that you could have done. And yes, indeed, I, for one, applaud you for it. And I know, guys, I just got off on a tangent there. I mean, I got way ahead of myself. I put that plant cart in front of that horse, but I gotta tell you guys, I am like totally discombobulated when it comes to this subject matter right here, for the simple fact that I have gone through some personal issues as well. Of course, not to the magnitude of Kaylee Ellen, but I have gone through some emotional things also. So yes, this really hits home with me, guys. But let's go ahead and pause and rewind. And let's start again. So basically, I'm just gonna give you the gist of it, but I hope that you would actually watch the video, because she's gonna give it to you in the same exact context that it should be taken in. And I believe that that video is so enriching and so knowledgeable on a lot of the things that we can do and put in place in how we deal with verbal abuse. Okay, so what she is talking about in her video is the fact that she's been the target of a lot of hate mail, a lot of, I want to call it verbal abuse. I mean, it is what it is. She's going through harassment. She's being belittled. She's being degraded. She's being blamed. And she has actually had to put things in place that she would not allow the situation to overly consume herself, which she should not. See, here's the problem, guys. When a person becomes a public figure, or, you know, a person that's presented in the public, some people just think they are obligated to share their opinions without any type of filtration. I mean, they can say and do whatever they want to, and it's kind of like we've been dehumanized. We are no longer perceived to have emotions, or perhaps we shouldn't feel a certain way, even though we're being degraded to the lowest level, and we're supposed to be capable of taking that. Now, I do understand that there is such a thing called freedom of speech. We do not have to tolerate it in our everyday living, and we do have the option to choose whether or not we see it. It's kind of like being in a house and trying to put up paintings of things that you totally detest, things that you totally stand against, things that demean you, and you're expected to look at it every single day of your life. Why would you want to be reminded of the things that you find the most hideous? You wouldn't. And I am one that firmly believes that in order for you to experience the true wholeness and fulfillment and happiness of life, you have to decide what you surround yourself with, and also the people and the language and the things that you are allowing to infiltrate into your life. You have that choice whether or not you open the doors to chaos. And if you don't want that type of chaos in your life, you also have that right and that freedom to choose not to have it. And that is exactly what she did by turning off her DMs. And I don't find anything wrong with that, guys. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that think, hey, because my videos are of the public or online realm, that everybody has access and everybody should be able to put whatever they want to on the comments. And of course, if that's how you feel, by all means, more power to you. But if that is not how you feel, you have the right to choose what to have on your pages and in your comment sections. You definitely have the authority of what you bring into your life. And if you don't want that in your life, which I don't, I block, and I delete all day, every day. And there's nothing wrong with it, okay? It is our life. It is our YouTube. It is what we do, folks. And we should be able to enjoy and love and aspire to do greater things with what we do. And how can we do that when we are filled with so much negativity? You can't. And let's go ahead and talk about the disastrous effects of allowing such verbal abuse to happen, even if it is on YouTube, okay? Because that is one thing that I don't understand. When you view YouTube, you know, some of you guys think it's okay to say whatever you want to, degrade, belittle, and just totally bash and tear apart. But yet and still, if it were to happen in real life, if someone was doing it to your mother, your sister, your brother, your father, whomever, if you were witnessing it in your everyday life, you know for a fact that you know that it is wrong, and you more than likely, if you are any type of human being, would not stand for it. So why should you stand for it when you see someone on YouTube being verbally abused? There is no difference. Again, it is what it is, what it is, what it is, regardless to what scope or what realm or what platform it is happening at. It is not and should not be permitted. And as a matter of fact, since we are on the subject of things that are not permitted, let's go ahead and talk about that. Because even in the YouTube scope of things, there are certain things that are also not permitted on YouTube, such as hate speech, such as verbal language, especially when it is considered of hatred and of malicious intent. And also threatening and harassment and bullying is also not permitted. And why is it that they had to put these things in place? For the simple fact that it is having a disastrous effect on the YouTube community as a whole. People completely shutting down and not doing YouTube anymore. To the point and right down to the matter of people actually committing suicide behind it. And you know, that is really how dark and how deep the hole goes. It's really, you know, heartbreaking to know that simple words, or what you perceive to be as simple words, can really deteriorate a person's mind, their whole aspect and perspective of life, and even how they feel and how they perceive themselves. And that is so sad to know that, you know, there are some people that are just so careless with their words that they don't know, or perhaps they do know and just don't care. Because, you know, I do believe that hurt people hurt people. And I do believe that in a lot of cases, there are many people that have never addressed the underlying issues of why they do what they do. And the only way that they can cope with how they are feeling is to become a vacuum of hatred and misery. And they just want to suck everyone into their vacuum. And that is the sad thing about it. All we can do at this point is really try to motivate the other people within our YouTube community to really not behave in that manner. Be more considerate and thoughtful of the words that you say. And also, don't sit back and just tolerate or laugh at what people say, because it isn't a laughing matter, especially when, again, it has the capability of destruction and even destroying people's self-esteem and also people's lives. And there you have it, folks. That is my very humble and very emotional opinion on the matter. I hope that for all of us that are a part of this great YouTube community, that we indeed begin to take a stand against this verbal nonsense. and definitely take a stand for the YouTubers and the ones that we love so much, that they can continue to provide great content without worry, without fear, and with all the passion in their hearts, because we do love the material that everyone gives. Everybody has something to bring to the table, and that's what makes the community so great. And I do hope that today is going to be a special day for anyone out there that has been encountering all of the things that I discussed in this video. I hope that today you will decide that your mental and psychological, your spiritual and your physical well-being is so much more important than anyone's opinion. And today you will put in place and do everything that you have to do to close that door to negativity. You will no longer invite chaos in your life, and today's the day you finally turn it off. And last but not least, to Kaylee, Ellen, I have to tell you, I'm so glad I decided not to write that long, drawn-out message. I can guarantee you it would not have emphasized everything that I needed to say. So I hope you do get a chance to see this and know that we love and we support you, and we want you to continue to rock on, baby girl, rock on. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another episode of my tropical plant Cheers! Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys and also grow with you guys on my next adventure. Hey, you, stop that. Peace.